Do you feel sick all the time and you have no idea why? Living with MCAS means that even the smallest things can trigger you, but let's talk about what some of my main triggers are and some of like what the most popular triggers are for anybody who experiences MCAS, POTS, EDS, or any sort of dysautonomia. If you don't know me and you care to know me, my name is Sierra. I have chronic illnesses and I'm here to talk about them so that we can all better understand what is happening to us in our bodies. And like this, reflecting like this is helping me to integrate my own experience. Okay, my number one trigger and the number one trigger for mast cell activation, which is MCAS, is stress. It is my personal opinion that this dis-ease is brought on as a result of trauma or complex PTSD. So even the smallest trigger or the smallest amount of stress can send us into fight or flight, which can activate the mast cells, and then a histamine dump can occur. We've already kind of talked about symptoms. I have that in another video, so I'm only going to talk about triggers right now. Because our nervous systems are dysregulated already, it's really easy to trigger the fight or flight response in our bodies. And what can happen even beyond that is a freeze state. And the freeze state can keep us kind of stuck in a triggered state, if you will. Okay, and the next trigger is dehydration. This is probably like ahead of stress for me if I were to put them in some sort of order, because if I'm dehydrated, my body is more likely to react to a stressful trigger than if it was hydrated fully. So you have to understand that our bodies are made of water, and when there isn't enough water in them for emotions or things to flow and move through you, then things tend to get stuck, and then triggers tend to make you more sick. Okay, next on the list is high histamine foods. If you don't know about high histamine foods, you need to look them up. I'm just going to name a few right now to get you started. I was eating a smoothie every single day with strawberries and bananas in it. Those are two of the most high histamine foods that exist. There's also things like avocados, chocolate, and then any sort of leftover, anything that could have had a chance to grow bacteria on it, like even the smallest amount, will trigger a mast cell dump. There's also things like fermented foods, aged cheese, and then sugar. I always like to add sugar into this because sugar is your arch nemesis if you have mast cell activation or any sort of like dysregulation in your nervous system. Sugar will absolutely destroy your nervous system, your gut lining. It eliminates sugar first. Okay, another trigger can be environmental factors. So if you are already in a dysregulated